All right, today we're going to break off the norm of bourbon. We're going to talk American single malt, specifically Stranahan's, 12 years founders. So if single malt is something that interests you, stick around. Let's see what we can learn about it together. All right, guys, welcome back to Brutally Honest Bourbon. Today, I'm excited to talk about Stranahan's, but more specifically, American single malt in particular, because all while it's very similar, it's also very different from the bourbon that we're used to talking about, right? So, bourbon, 51% corn, has to touch new oak, charred. When you start talking American single malt, which was just recognized by the TTB back in 2023 as a category of whiskeys, if you will. So while it's similar to bourbon, it's very, very different from bourbon. So TTB 2023 recognizes American single malts as a category, but yet they give them some specific guidelines, as do we have with everything else. The one thing for this would be, it has to be 100% malted barley. Can't have anything else in it. No corn, no rye, no wheat, nothing else. It can be distilled to no more than 160 proof. It has to go into the bottle at 80 proof or better, and it has to be aged in barrels, but they can be no larger than 700 liters due to the duration of time. So they call it single because it must come from one distillery. It can't be a blend from multiple distilleries. They have to be aged in new oak, but it doesn't have to be charred. So it's very similar to a Scotch with an American twist on it. So a few weeks ago, a good friend of mine, Robert, who I call him my whiskey Yoda, he posted a picture of this and said, "Have you boys had this?" He talks with me and Brad from Brad's Bourbon Reviews, and we text frequently. I was like, "No, I haven't had that one." Didn't even know who Stranahan's was. Immediately started digging. But he made the comment that this might be on his list for whiskey of the year. Now, for Rob to say that, that's a tall order. This man drinks very, very good whiskey, and he doesn't mind paying for it. Same thing with wines. And he loves to cook. So he's got a great palate. It's very refined. And I trust what he's telling me when he says, you need to try this one. I won't say that every one that he suggests is a home run for me, because he and I have different palates. I'm probably just not there, right? Like, my palate's just not as refined as his is. But today I'm eager to jump into this one and just see where we land. So I reached out to Stranahan's and I just told them, like, I've never had your brand. I've never had a whole lot of American single malt. I'd love to give it a whirl and see what it's all about. Funny enough, they reached right back out and said, absolutely, we'd love to have you try it. So, I mean, I was excited for that. Who am I, right? So, very thankful for you guys sending this over today, and I'm going to do my best to give you a 100% brutally honest review on it for what that's worth. So, all right, let's see how we get into this thing. I think that's very cool. A little Jaeger. All right, cool enough. All the cool stuff, just that, cool. Does it mean that we've got good whiskey in the bottle? We shall see. So this is a 12-year. It's celebrating their 20th year in business. So they're in Colorado. They started in 2004, and it seems that they have made a name for themselves in the American single malt sector of whiskey. So I hear a lot of people saying that they are the go-tos for American single malts. So it's an 8 to 11 year product, but then it's aged for an additional 1 to 4 years, or finished rather. It's finished in like ex-bourbon and ex-blonde ale cask, and comes in at 120 proof. So let's dig into it, see what we think. And it's already jumping off the glass. I mean, I smell it without even putting my nose towards it. The legs are really slow to develop. You can see them starting. See how slow they are? That excites me, because I see that and I start thinking that's gonna be a more viscous, oily, like my kind of jam, right? So, okay. All right, Rob. He said he was going to test my palate with this one, so I was nervous. I was like, what if I don't like it? Rob's going to think I'm an idiot. He already thinks that, but you know, y'all, that thing is wild. I mean, I don't know how much more complex you can get. Tons of fruit. Man, I'm getting like pecan. Hold on a minute. It smells like coffee cake. I get a lot of like toasted pecan. I'm getting a lot of fruits. I'm thinking like plums and raisins. Check that, not raisins. Oh my goodness gracious. This thing's outpacing me by a mile. That's way more than I've had in a whiskey. I can tell you that right now. It's definitely got some raisin on it. Almost like what you would smell in a cinnamon roll kind of thing. Like when the raisins are cooked into the cinnamon roll. Oh my goodness gracious. Woo, I'm excited. All right, very well could be the best nose of whiskey that I've had all year long. And I can't articulate everything to you, man. I'm telling you, I'm getting like coffee cake, you know, like the crumble on top of the coffee cake that you smell when it's cooked with cinnamon, like toffee, pecan. Goodness gracious. There's raisins cooked into that cinnamon roll, like I said. Some icing. There's definitely like cinnamon roll icing in there. I might even be picking up like some milk chocolate. That's nuts, y'all. That's way more sophisticated than I am. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Holy cow. Should I drink it with my pinky out? This better? My goodness gracious. I just want to keep smelling it. Can we make a candle out of it? Oh dear God. So the palate, nearly identical to the nose. I'm telling you, that is almost like a cinnamon roll blended with a coffee cake and like that mild like pecan nuttiness in it. Long finish. The finish isn't like just crazy like concentrated flavor, but it doesn't go away. It stays there. Now I'm starting to pick up a little bit of that yeasty note that I get on some whiskeys that I don't really like. But I'm gonna be honest with you right now, there ain't a thing this whiskey could do wrong. I warmed the palate up with a little Wild Turkey 70th and a little Wild Turkey 12 year. I think that was a good call because neither one of those are super rich, but my goodness gracious, y'all. Rob, this very well could be in the top whiskeys for me for 25. It very well could be. Like last year, all I talked about was GTS. And then here come Heaven Hill, right? Heaven Hill 17 blew it away. And then we had the Old Zach Buff Turkey. Very good. Like it beat both of those for me. They ain't holding a candle to this. Now I will say, this is a pour that you're gonna want when you want more of those dessert notes in a pour. You don't always want that. You know, sometimes you want a George T. Stagg type of finish, or you want a regular Stagg Junior type finish, or you want, you know, something that like Crittenden's bourbon that's just quintessential bourbon, or the Wild Turkey. But I can tell you right now, this thing is hitting on all cylinders, and I'm hating that I can't articulate every flavor for you. It has a nice mouthfeel to it, not crazy thick and oily like I thought it would be, but it's not thin. Like it's somewhere in between. It's tolerable, it's nice, it's not overpowering, it's well balanced. I want to give you a but or a if on it. I don't know. Look at those legs. Now that I've got fingerprints all over the glass, look at those things. Look how rich. Goodness gracious alive. It does not drink 120 proof. It doesn't. 110, 115 max. With every sip it gets better and it becomes a little less sweet for me. It becomes more of like some tobacco there. A faint hint of leather in it. It doesn't leave the palate dry and like dried out like something that's super leathery. There you see it, guys. You're hearing me say it. Right now, it's August. Stranahan's is my #1 whiskey for 2025 right now. Now, I would need to sit down with several and really study through, because I've had a lot of good whiskey this year. King's Family 10 year, absolutely phenomenal. The Crittenden Black Walnut Rye, forget about it, like exquisite. I don't know what to say. I am blown away. If we're gonna rank it, I'm gonna rank it 5 beards. I'm gonna give this thing a 5. There's nothing about that off-putting. There's nothing about it wrong. There's nothing that it needs more. I mean, we could all be greedy and say, I wish it had a little bit more finish to it, but I really think that's being greedy. It leaves my palate nice and clean. That flavor just fades away slowly. Like it just gets a little bit more faint by the second. #1 bottle of the year. I'm blown away. I didn't expect that. I know Rob knows his stuff, and when he tells me that something's good, I know that I'm probably going to get excited about it. I had no clue. I had no expectation of being that excited about that whiskey. Well, there you have it. American Single Malt. This Founders it's well worth the money. Price tag on that thing's $1.99, I do believe. When you start seeing those, if those flavor profiles match up with something you want, you need to get it. And I'm gonna tell you what, to the To the top tier patrons, I'll send you guys out samples of this. 2 top tiers of the patron group, I'll send these samples out for you. So I'll get a jot form out to you guys so I can get your names and addresses, and I'll send you each out an ounce of that. You've got to try it. You've got to try it. Until the next time, y'all let the whiskey and friendships flow. Cheers. Oh, God.